There's a Lego Harry Potter set on shelves that I feel like everyone else is absolutely obsessed with except for me. And that is none other than set 76414 Expecto Patronum. From the second this set got rumored, I was not particularly keen. I think the model was incredible, but for the price point and the things that I personally enjoy collecting and displaying from Lego Harry Potter, this set was not it. When it comes to Lego Harry Potter, I am very much a big fan of a really nice playset. So oftentimes I'll be navigated towards buildings and locations and the castle, and not so much giant objects like this or Dobby or even the large Hogwarts icons. But that being said, I can give credit where credit is due, as this set not only contains a build for the Stag Patronus, but also Lupin's Wolf Patronus. Accompanying both the Patronuses are also two brand new and currently exclusive Lego Harry Potter minifigures. First up being Harry Potter himself, who is an outfit that we have seen many times before, however is an exclusive version thanks to his torso. Something I didn't notice at first and am incredibly thankful for is the arm printing on his jacket this time around. He also comes along with a brand new one piece that has only currently been featured in this set, as well as the Battle for Hogwarts set, where you can attach a couple of spell pieces, or in this case some of the dish pieces, to the end to make it look like he's casting spells. It is a shame though, however, because it was only featured in the black version and not included as well with Lupin. Just like Harry, the Lupin in this set has an exclusive torso, which makes him a brand new figure. His face print and hair is the same as we've had before, but his outfit is actually based on where Lupin is trying to teach Harry Potter Expecto Patronum for the first time, and I thought that was a really fun reference and a nice thing to throw in here, especially doing the double build. Now, speaking of the double builds, this set is very reminiscent of a Creator 3-in-1 set, but one thing that I found really interesting when building the Stag Patronus is that it didn't feel like a Creator 3-in-1 set, where oftentimes you'll be building and you can tell that parts are just kind of thrown in there in order to make it be able to be rebuilt into something else. That is only something that I felt when building the wolf. But let's talk about the stag build, because this is where it's really captured people's attention. Now, taking all of my personal feelings aside when it comes to my displays and my personal preferences, this is an absolutely glorious model, and the only issue that I have with it is that I feel like they didn't really commit necessarily to the Patronus color scheme. Yes, the entire idea is blue and there are some really cool blue recolored pieces, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that shiny, translucent and like frosted blue color that's kind of scattered throughout the build. It's so minimal that the Patronus doesn't really feel like it's necessarily glowing to me the same way that the Patronus minifigure scale pieces do. But outside of that, I think the color scheme is fantastic. There are very few colors that kind of poke through the blue in there, and overall it feels really nice and still does feel like a Patronus. However, when building, I did notice some color differences between a couple of the blue pieces. When looking at it from afar, you definitely couldn't notice it, but when building, it is something that I picked up on. The Stag Patronus also has quite a little bit of motion. You can move all four of the legs around, having knee joints, ankle joints, as well as hinges attaching to the body. There is also a little bit of a tail, which you can flick up and down, which I think is pretty cool. The antlers can rotate slightly, and the entire head can move up and down. When it comes to the antlers, there are two small horn pieces that are supposed to be attached to the very back, but oftentimes I will find them completely falling out. There is just no friction in where they're supposed to attach to with the Technic pieces, which is one of very few issues that I have with this set. The Patronus model sits on top of this pretty basic black base where the entire bottom is made to look like the lake where Harry conjures the Patronus, which is pretty cool, and also has a little space for you to attach either just Harry or both Harry and Lupin as minifigures, and underneath there is a printed Expecto Patronum tile. I'm personally not a big fan of the color scheme or font, but the fact that it's printed, I do appreciate and respect. And it's really easy to take off the Stag Patronus and place him back down on the stand, as he's only really attached by 4 stud connections. The wolf, at least to me, is an equally as impressive build, but I guess the stag is just a little bit more eye-catching and classic, since we really don't see Lupin's Patronus in the shape of the wolf like we do Harry and the Stag Patronus in The Prisoner of Azkaban. And while there's quite a reasonable amount of pieces left over from the stag build when building the wolf, I didn't really feel like I was wasting any money or wasting any value when building this one. When it comes to the wolf, there is a lot less articulation. You can move the tail a little bit more, but when it comes to the legs, you can only move the knee and ankle joints, and it's a little bit more rigid. But then again, I feel like you kind of aren't really posing these in any other form, but they're kind of default pose. I guess with the stag, there's a little bit more potential, but with the wolf, you can't really do an awful lot, although you can once again take it off the black base, and in fact, you can actually have him sit down kind of like a regular wolf or dog, which is absolutely adorable. adorable. The base on the wolf is incredibly similar to the stag Patronus. It kind of has the same vibe, but is a little bit different when rebuilding. I definitely needed to take the entire stag apart in order to build the base. If you haven't rebuilt it into the wolf, I definitely recommend it, as it is a really fun and neat model to at least experience and look at. Unlike the stag, the wolf doesn't fit quite as flush to the black base as the stag did, but it is still really neat enough and isn't really an eyesore, and I feel like would look really, really nice on a shelf. Like a lot of people, out of the two, the stag build is definitely my favorite. However, this isn't a set that I personally see myself keeping. I will definitely sell this at some point, because for my personal collection, this isn't the type of set that I love, but it is a really fun, beautiful model. And if you're a little bit more on the casual side of things when it comes to Lego, I think this is a set that is perfect for your collection. But let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and until next time, I'll see you later.